Hello, you Riven mains and Yasuo mains alike. I am the Nightwing, coming at you guys with another League of Legends video. We've been having so much League of Legends news during this technical off-season, mid-season break because of the mid-season invitational. But today, I have more news for you guys. We're going to digest it all, and one of the bigger headlines today is that Rogue trades Wadid to FlyQuest for Selfie. Now, if you guys don't remember who Selfie is, he's been pretty much an underrated challenger mid laner for a while. He's actually bounced around for a few teams. Then Selfie got a chance to actually play for a roster of H2K back in 2018, and then he helped them reach playoffs, and then after that the team collapsed and they went to H2K16 as the meme definitely showed off. But after that, Wadid has been pretty much struggling on Rogue. People calling him pretty much the worst support in the LEC. I don't think he's the exact worst, but he's definitely way below his own expectation, and I never really thought he was the most fantastic player. He's basically, the most average player you could ask for. Like, the basic average standard is pretty much what Wadid is. So now you have Selfie going to Rogue. So Rogue will have their up-and-coming mid laner who played in their Academy League, and then you have Selfie. So I think Selfie will benefit a lot more being back in Europe. We saw a lot of him flourish in Europe. I don't really think he really flourished here on FlyQuest. Rogue actually want to retune their roster and do a whole lot better than 10th. And Wadid, I feel like he'll have the same effect that Crown will have, where he can come over to North America and play a whole lot more freely, and just have the less pressure added than playing in North America. And I feel like FlyQuest is actually a pretty good roster for him. They're pretty chill, they're pretty nice, they have pretty decent players. You Pole Belter played really well this split. Santorin played out of his mind this split. In my opinion, one of the best junglers in North America. Pole Belter played incredible, as I already mentioned. POB, 200 IQ, obviously. Then you also have Viper, who also is pretty good as well. And you have Wild Turtle and JJ. So I don't know if he's actually going to replace JJ, because I feel like if FlyQuest want to take that next step and actually possibly maybe hopefully get into finals one day for their organization, I feel like taking a player like Wadid and giving him that less pressure would be something that could help him flourish inside of FlyQuest. I feel like FlyQuest would be the exact perfect roster for him, all things considered. I feel like he would fit their personalities very well. He's a very calm, cool guy. He doesn't like all added pressure on him, as you can kind of tell from all of his interviews and stuff like that. He likes to be, the guy that takes a step back, likes to play his role effectively with the ADC. And I feel like if FlyQuest is trying to upgrade in that position, I feel like that having him as an upgrade over JJ is very good. Now, this is all pending my expectation that if he does play with Wild Turtle, then that bot lane is actually pretty solid. So, Wadid going to FlyQuest, that's not too bad actually. I really feel for the guy. He was once a G2 player. I obviously care for my ex G2 boys, like Expect and Trick and Sven and Mithy and stuff like that. So, let's read the article. Rogue has had, that's a weird typo right there, that should definitely be English changed. Rogue has had a rough 2019 spring split, finishing in last place in the LEC with a abysmal 2-16 record. Almost reminding me of H2K in 16, huh? The organization needed to take some big adjustments ahead of the next split, so it has decided to part ways with one of its players. So they parted ways with what is his name? They parted with Kikis, Sencooks, and they now have parted with Wadid. So they chose to keep They chose to keep Hiku. They chose to keep Hiku. Just to let that sink in. They chose to keep Hiku and Wonder and Profit. and they still have Larson, and they still have their academy roster too. Their academy roster has a pretty good hyped up player coming up. I forgot his name actually because he just graduated high school and he said he's ready to actually play for the LAC. Rogue will be sending Wadid in over to the LCS in exchange for FlyQuest's academy mid laner Selfie. And yeah, Wadid for Selfie. Goodbye, Wadid. Hello, Selfie. Read more on Rogue News. Rogue struggled all last season as the roster it brought together simply couldn't keep up with the other teams in the league. With a lack of synergy and star power, Rogue fell behind early and never recovered in the standings. This also means that Selfie might be Rogue's replacement for their mid laner Simcooks, who left the team a few days ago. Selfie has played for multiple teams in his career. Yeah, he's played for a lot. FlyQuest, Cloud9, HUK, Schalke. He's played for so many teams. We are confident that Wadid will be a great fit for FlyQuest, and we wish him the best for the future, said Rogue GM Tomislav Mahiolvli. Selfie is a player that I follow closely over the years. As a Polish player, he gives us great flexibility for our LEC and our Ultra Liga team. Meanwhile, Wadid joins a FlyQuest roster that finished 4th place during the regular season in the LCS. FlyQuest met their demise in the semifinals in the LCS against playoffs teams like Team Liquid. FlyQuest hasn't confirmed whether Wadid will be its new starting support heading into the summer split. I feel like that he should. I feel like he's much better than JJ. Like, I mean, I get Wadid is average, but his average is better than JJ. Like, JJ is just not that good. But this is the official tweet. I'll leave the tweet in the description box below. Since this is OBS, this is where it comes from. Obviously, goodbye, Selfie. Hello, Wadid. Hopefully this works out for them. You know, they're, fine tuning their roster, and they're making strides to be better. We're obviously seeing XL Esports do the same thing, and we're seeing that a lot of these bottom tier teams are making moves. Schalke, they finished 7th, they're making moves. XL making moves, Rogue making moves. So the last team I want to see is what Misfits are going to do to make moves. Are they just going to run back the same roster? But that's pretty much it for that. And so yeah, Wadid is going to FlyQuest, and hopefully he gets to play over JJ, in my own personal opinion. Then today, you guys remember the Unicorns of Love? The crazy team that came into the EU LCS when it was still called that way back in the day. And I remember Power of Evil, Vardas, Hillistang, Kikis, and Vizicachi. Oh my god! But they were denied to be in the LEC. I still stand to this day that there was some behind the scenes stuff as the reason why they didn't get in, but I still stand to this day. They had a pretty decent fan base. They should have been allowed to be in the LEC. A lot of people, they didn't like them when they first started. It was because of the name. They had this big rivalry against TSM, and according to sources, they are going to be leaving the EU. They're going to be leaving Europe in general and going to what is called the LCL. I'm pretty sure that's Turkey. I'm pretty sure. If you guys correct me on that if I'm wrong. According to information from our sources, the esports organization Unicorns of Love, which was previously in the EU LCS, will join the League of Independent States Division LCL in the coming period. The LCL. Wait a minute. That's Russia. That's Russia. That's where Gambit Vega Squadron are at. And that's where that's where that all-female team is at. I remember. Yeah, they're going to be in Russia. That's pretty cool for them. As one of their fans back in the day, it was really heartbreaking to see them not actually make it in, given the fact that they did so much good for the EU LCS that has gone largely underrated throughout most of the EU's actual period. I get that their last year in the LCS for the EU wasn't that good, but they had done so good before that it really just kind of just trumps that in general. But I'm really happy for them that they actually will be able to get into a region where they can play. It's less money for them. I feel like they had money issues at a certain point. It's less money over there. Obviously, that if they ever want to go to Worlds, they've always wanted to go to Worlds. They were just always like one game short of going to Worlds all the time. They had best of fives where it went the full yards, and they always wanted to go to Worlds, and I feel like this is good for them because, I feel like this is good for them in terms of having a cheaper cost over there. I feel like they can easily build a roster over there with a lot of more players that, are a lot easier to come by because, they said they're going to be taking over the Vega Squadron team. That's what the reports have been saying. So yeah, I'm happy for them. I hope everything works out for them. And Unicorns of Love is expected to receive team just rights from the existing LCL team. So they're gonna be getting some team. Most people are saying that they're going to be getting the Vega Squadron team, but I'm really happy for them. This actually makes me really happy. You know, I don't really have a lot of happiness that comes through a lot, but this actually makes me happy that one of the oldest teams I've ever watched in League finally gets to play in another region. And who knows, hopefully one day they'll be in a playing stage facing off against TSM. What a man can only dream. But today we have another bit of news. Yeah, well, Ryu is playing again, and we're gonna be having another bit of a talk. So let's go away from here really quick, because we're going to be going to 100 Thieves really quick, because they confirmed their Academy roster today. And while seeing Ryu, you're going to be seeing who they chose for their Academy team. Oh, their jerseys are looking fresh. This is their Academy team. So we are excited to share that Ryu will be returning to the Rift this summer split as the starting mid laner for our LOL Academy team. So who he is not even going to be on the Academy team, you already know that, because he was kicked from the roster. He was a rock for our team in 2018, and we are thrilled to happy to see him play again. Like, well, Ryu, he's gone through these periods where he just didn't want to play. You know, he's had some, what's the word? Burnout, as what you want to call it, right? So, that's nice. And our starting roster for the 2019 LOL Academy Summer Split, Fake God, Onda got bumped down to the Academy team, and we're pretty much going down to that as well. Prismal, Stunt, and you have Kelsey Moser, and their stub is Froggus. So let me go over this Academy roster really quick. Fake God was okay. I feel like he was a little overhyped. Onda, I think in the Academy scene, Onda will flourish a lot better than he did in the actual competitive scene, just because like he's really not that vocal, and you need a vocal jungler for the LCS in general. You have Ryu, he's coming back. I feel like after taking his split off, he realized that there couldn't be anything worse than Huhi, so I'll just have to play then. Yeah, I'm just kidding. He obviously looks like he's thrilled to play. He's back in. Prismal looked okay. I feel like he could work on a lot of his issues, but he's okay. I felt like they should have went with Stunt for the main roster, and maybe but you would never put Afro in Academy. I just feel like they would never do that, so it's okay if Stunt is here, but I feel like Stunt really did deserve to be a contender for that starting spot. And you have Froggus as a sub. So yeah, Froggus looked like he just wasn't able to handle the pressure of the LCS. It looked like just he wasn't able to just really play at this competitive level yet. But we'll see how things pan out for 100 Thieves this split for their main roster and their Academy roster. And if you want their spring collection, which looks fresh as freak, then you can go and buy it. They're sponsored by Tostino's Pizza Rolls. Wait, Cloud9 is also sponsored by Red Bull. Honor among thieves, baby. All right, so that's pretty much it. So you have Unicorns of Love finally getting a chance to go back into the LCL, which is let me look on Reddit, because Reddit said something about this too. So sources: Twitter, Esports English, yeah. And they said they're gonna get Vegas players. So okay, so yeah, I'll see you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. Nightwing signing out. See you guys later. Bye. Have a good day.